You ever invested heavily to have something in this life, only to realize that once you had it, it didn't bring you the permanent satisfaction that you thought? I think the clearest example of that I can think of is when I was a kid and wanted a Nintendo. I remember, yes, the original Nintendo came out in my lifetime. I was born when there were only Ataris and the tennis game. And the tennis game did predate me, by the way. Do you remember the Nintendo? How many of you were born when the Nintendo came out? Yes, good. All right. There's some people here. I wanted one of those things. We didn't have a TV in our house growing up. So Nintendos used to use televisions, and because we didn't have a TV, a Nintendo wouldn't have done us much good. But my friend had one across the alley from our house. You go across the alley, across the ditch, and man, that thing was so much fun. I just loved playing Super Mario Brothers. And enough to have the audacity to tell my parents I'd like to have a Nintendo. I never thought I'd get a Nintendo, but I wanted one. When we go to Walmart, I'd look at it, look at the box, go to the electronics. So that was before Walmart let you play the Nintendo, you know, where they had the video games you can play. That was before that, but I'd look at it in its box, and I want to say it was like, originally it was like almost $200 or something like that. A lot of money back then. There was not a prayer of my parents wasting $200 on a video game. But I wanted one. Wanted one badly enough, I told my parents I wanted one. Bugged my friend whenever he was out of school, and I couldn't understand how he could be wanting to play baseball instead of Nintendo. Because he had one, he had all kinds of games to go that I wanted it. Wanted to play it. I could have played it 24/7. My dad had some guy come by his shop, some young guy in college, and he was broke. My dad was like the local pawn shop. And sold him a Nintendo. Traded him or sold him. Maybe he fixed a car or something. Came home with a Nintendo one night. And I got one. And we went to Blockbuster. And we rented some video games. And my dad, my brother, and I played video games all night long. Until you get that sick feeling you have, both of knowing you wasted time, you didn't sleep, and you know you played the level one more time because you almost beat it. You know, just one more time, and then you just tried the next level after you beat the level. And I played that video. I played it every time my mom wasn't looking for the first week or two. And you know something? About 4 weeks, almost a month after I got a Nintendo, I realized I was bored with it. I'd beaten all the games, passed all the levels, figured out all the secret thingy-majigs that you could do on them, and I was bored with it. I thought when I wanted a Nintendo that I'd want to play it the rest of my life. And you know something? I woke up this morning with never a thought of even playing Nintendo. All last year, same thing.
What's wrong with you?
You know something? Sometimes in this life we think we want something so badly. And we'd invest just about anything to get it. And when we get it, we realize it really doesn't have that much value. People that exercise faith are different than that because they're investing in something that they know is going to be a while before they realize the benefits. And their actions tell plainly that the people that are doing those things are looking for a country not made with hands, whose builder and maker is God. And friend, can I say to you that they have never been bored? They have never looked back and said, I was delusional. I wish I hadn't been in that land sojourning, living in a tent all my life, not ever having realized the final promise. They'll never think that. Because God's promise, which requires our faith, always satisfies. It's always worth believing. It's always worth obeying for. It's always worth living for. And it matters forever.